But first, we want to update you on another case that we are following here at Court TV. It is day 2 of testimony in the fugitive sex offender trial out of Utah. Nicholas Rossi is accused of raping 2 women before faking his own death and fleeing the country to start a new life in Europe. Let's get you caught up on the case now. Here's Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson.
Go on the record in the matter of State of Utah versus Rossi.
Nicholas Rossi is standing trial for rape after allegedly faking his identity, faking his own death, and fleeing the country to avoid being arrested.
Are you Mr. Rossi?
No, lady, my name is Arthur Knight Brown. My date of birth is 22nd of the 11th, 1986.
This individual has been extradited, and he has not admitted his name or birth date. I don't think we're going to be successful on that today either.
Rossi is from Rhode Island, and his legal name is Nicholas Oliverdian. But at the time of his arrest, he claimed to be an Irishman named Arthur Knight. Rossi is accused of raping 2 women in 2008. According to investigators, in 2020, after Rossi was identified as a suspect in one of the rape cases, he allegedly faked his death and fled to Europe. He ended up in Scotland, living under the name Arthur Knight. In 2021, Rossi was arrested after he was hospitalized with COVID-19. He fought extradition, claiming that he was being framed, and said that he changed his name because he feared for his life.
I was informed by 2 reliable sources that there were 2 credible threats against my life.
Rossi was extradited back to the U.S. last year. In Orem, Utah, he's accused of raping a then 21-year-old woman. In Salt Lake County, he's accused of raping his former girlfriend after an argument. That case will go to trial first, and prosecutors say they will not focus on the identity changes and conspiracies, but will instead center their case around facts.
We're going to present evidence that happened at that time back in 2008 and really try and focus in on that, to convince 8 people beyond a reasonable doubt that a crime has been committed and 8 people beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Rossi is the one that committed that crime.
Well, let's bring in now Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson for the latest on this case. Always great to be on with you. Matt, please tell us, what key testimony have we heard so far in this case?
Yeah, from the victims, right? This is definitely a case to watch right now, making headlines globally. Powerful testimony from the defendant's ex-girlfriend, the alleged victim in this case, who was first on the stand yesterday and brought to tears as she described the incident in question. Now, again, per court order, we cannot show the faces of the victims, but here is what she said, quote, "He pushed me on the bed, he held me down and forced me to have sex with him. I was afraid of him and froze. I was a little bit more timid person back then, so it was harder for me to stand up for myself." The jury also hearing from the alleged victim's mother right here, Tammy Sadler, who said this on direct and cross.
She came to us and told us that her and Mr. Rossi had broke up. She was really upset. She had stated that he had owed her some money, that she actually financed wedding rings into her name, and that he still had the ring that she had purchased for him. And at that time, that's when she did disclose to us that she had been raped by him.
I've said it before, but he was kind of weird.
Yes, it was very weird.
Nothing violent though, right?
No.
Now, again, after she left the stand there, she glared at the defendant before leaving the courtroom. She walked through the well. It was a powerful moment to watch. She just stopped and looked at him.
The primacy, recency, starting a trial with a victim and that kind of testimony, Tells a compelling story for sure. Now, I understand, Matt, there might have also been testimony from an expert witness.
Yeah, and early on, right? Again, we're just in day 2 of testimony. So the defense, as you know, is trying to poke holes in the state's case in chief in cross-examination. But they also did so in their opening statement. The defense is questioning the alleged victim's credibility and why it took her 13 years to report the alleged incident. So the state, right out the gate, is calling a trauma counselor to take the stand and talk in general about myths associated with sex assaults.
Sexual assaults can happen anywhere. It is typically someone the victim knows, and for many, I'm going to switch back to survivor language. For many survivors, it's actually a really arduous process to make the decision to report. Many never report. Only a minority of victims report immediately. By immediately, I mean within a few days. But of those who report, there are delays as long as weeks, months, and in some cases, years.
And the defendant in all of this has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Now, if convicted, he does face 5 years behind bars. Remember, keep in mind, these are 2 separate cases that he's facing. The first one is what we're experiencing right now, and the jury could actually be deciding by week's end.
And then the other one still needs a trial, correct?
Yeah,
that hasn't happened yet.
I'm not sure if we even have a trial date for that one yet, but we're tracking it.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, as always.